Hi, everybody. We're here in our studio for the first time in a whole year. And that's because we have finally tidied it up a little bit so it looks a little bit more presentable. And I'm sure that most people don't know this, but we've actually been doing this YouTube channel for a little bit more than a year now. So it had its 1 year birthday quietly a few weeks back. And we thought that once we've done a year of tutorials and videos, we thought that it was time to start or to do a little Q&A so that you can get to know us a little bit better. And before we start the Q&A, I just want to tell you a little bit about the vision that we have for the channel. We want this channel to be inspirational. We want people to watch the episodes and then really want to go find some needles and do something. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be one of our projects, but we just want people to get creative and get inspired by the same things that we love to do. Now, one of the comments that we've been reading quite a lot have to do with speed. A lot of people are noticing that Arne is too quick when he shows things.
Sorry.
We're sorry about that, but then again, we have a vision and we can't really change our vision. We think that we can do the episodes the way we do them because we are actually posting written patterns with step-by-step photography on our website. So if you go to arnecarlos.com, select blog from the menu, whatever we've done as a tutorial on YouTube, you'll find the slow version on our website. So there will be a written pattern, there will be step-by-step photography, and you will be able to print this, sit down quietly, go through the pattern, and then use the video as a tool to help you out. Because on the video, we can explain better than what we do on the blog.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of times when people are commenting that Arne is too quick, they're commenting on things that we've already done simple tutorials. So just go to our YouTube channel, look up the ABC of knitting, look up the 12 simple crochet stitch episodes that we've done, and maybe we can actually link them to this video as well so that you can easily go and look at those, learn the techniques there, and then maybe it will be easier to follow the tutorials that we do otherwise. So let this be an inspirational channel where people can have fun and relax and enjoy themselves. And the most important thing, be creative.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's really hard to be a slow knitter. So
Yeah, when you know how to knit as you do,
can't do it.
can be hard. So let's start with the questions. And I have a little, I have a little thing here.
Something down there.
Technology.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question. How long have you been knitting and how did you start designing patterns?
So I've been knitting as long as I can remember. So I don't know when I started, but I was very little and I was knitting mostly from my head, not so much from patterns. Sometimes patterns and sometimes not.
And who taught you how to knit?
My grandmother and my mother and my great-grandmother. So I was knitting with them since I was very little.
Yeah, because Arne comes from a very small farm in the south of our country, and
So
you lived.
in between milking the cows and working on the farm, we did knitting.
Yeah, and you lived
or
with all
crochet.
your generations there, your mother,
Yeah.
your grandmother, your great-grandmother.
So 4 generations in one house.
Yeah. I learned in school. I went to school first in South America and then in Sweden. And when I went to middle school, we had to take crafts and I learned how to knit there. Wasn't very interested until I became an adult. And it wasn't until we started out in the fashion industry as knitting designers that I took it seriously. And then I asked Arne to re-teach me how to knit again. And the reason why we went into designing knitting patterns is because we used to work as knitting designers. We had this knitting brand that where we designed and manufactured knitwear. It was very high-end, sold in some of the best stores in the world, like Liberty's in London and Harvey Nichols and places like that. And one day we got tired of the fashion industry and wanted to go into something more real. And we really love designing patterns and helping people be creative. That's kind of like how we define our job today. Hopefully that answers that question. Second question. I noticed that Arne is the doer and Carlos is the talker. Why?
Because he talks better, his English is better, and I'm quicker
Yeah, exactly.
with knitting and crocheting.
Plus, Arne has a background as a teacher. Arne used to teach fashion design and pattern construction at the School of Design in Oslo. So he has this special skill that actually is good to have if you're going to teach. He knows how to teach people. I have no patience with that, so I let him do the teaching.
It is easier in Norwegian. It's hard in English, but I try.
But you do a great job,
But
I think.
you're good with English.
Okay, then we have 3 questions that I think I'm going to put in one bulk. I'll read the questions out loud. Where can I find the pattern for this tutorial? Where can I buy your books? And what size needle are you using for this project? The answer to all these questions is arnecarlos.com. Go into our website. You can select yarn from the menu and have a look at yarns that we design and work with. You can look up the pattern by going to the blog. In the pattern, you will get the size of the needle and everything else you need to do. So whatever you're wondering, you will more than likely find that on our website, arnecarlos.com. Next question. How long did it take to knit your hat, Arne? I think that this question comes from the hat tutorial that we did about a year ago.
That was thick yarn and thick needles. So if I can make a hat in front of the TV one evening maybe.
So one evening, that would be 3 hours?
3 hours maybe.
Okay, and what if the hat was thinner? Thinner needles and thinner yarn. How long would it take you?
Maybe 5 hours.
Yeah.
But it's not about how quick you are, it's about
Enjoying it.
enjoying it.
Yeah, because if I'm going to knit the hat, I have to multiply that by 3 because I'm 3 times as slow as Arne. We've actually checked that, so we know. But as I always say, it's not a competition. I get there in the end. It's the end result that counts, and the fact that I actually get to relax more because I have to knit longer.
But I
than you do.
relax also, but it goes quicker because I do the Norwegian way.
Yeah.
It's relaxing but quick.
Mm-hmm. So next question, and this is a question we get quite a lot that we hope that we're going to be able to clarify now. Did you make the sweaters you are wearing in the videos, and where can I get the pattern? Okay, now this is a complicated question because people assume that whatever we're wearing we made, and the answer to that is usually no. We have a collection of vintage sweaters that we buy and collect, both for our business and also privately. And usually, like for example, the sweater Arne is wearing right now, this is a vintage sweater from the Shetland Islands.
We bought it in Tokyo.
Yeah, we bought it in a thrift store in Tokyo. It's from the 50s or 60s. We're not quite sure.
I don't know.
But we have an extensive collection of sweaters. They are from the 1930s up until now. They're all vintage. However, sometimes we do wear our own designs. For example, I'm wearing a design that we made, but this is not a hand knit design. This is a machine knitted sweater. It's from the time when we were designing knitwear and selling it in the high-end segment of the market. This one was available in Liberties in London once upon a time, and I think this is actually the sample, the one that nobody wanted. So we ended up putting it in our wardrobe, and sometimes I just grab this one.
And I think we have like maybe in the videos we have like 3 sweaters and a jacket that we made, but normally
but those patterns are, I mean, there's the jacket that we made, the cardigan that we steeked, that one is available on video, but other than that, the others are unfortunately not available because this is machine knitted, even if it's by us, and we don't have a pattern for this, and this one is vintage. Yeah. But we have taken good notes of this, and we're going to try to knit something for ourselves. And
we do have ambitions. We have a lot of UFOs lying around in our house.
So once we knit those, we can maybe knit a few sweaters.
Show you something. Yeah.
But then I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the expression, the shoemaker's children go barefoot. And, you know, we're so busy designing for you guys that There's not much time left for us. And that actually leads me to the next question, which is also a great question. So somebody in one of our sock episodes, somebody posted this comment. I'm wondering why Arne and Carlos are not using 6-inch length double-pointed needles. They would be so much more handy without those long lengths that you don't need. Well, the problem there is we have so many needles, they're everywhere, and sometimes we just have to grab whatever we have.
We just use this, what you call this?
This is a measure
And we pick what we need, so we don't think that much about the length.
Again, the shoemakers' children who have no shoes, we have a lot of tools, but we don't really care if the lengths are different.
It makes no difference.
As long as the thickness is the same.
If
So
they're
anyway,
too short, they're not good.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for the tip. And I think we're going to look for
We
6-inch.
should organize the needles and be more careful.
And then maybe look for some 6-inch double pointeds in the shop next time we go shopping. But yeah, sometimes we just have to grab whatever we have in short notice because we're so busy.
It makes no difference. Okay. Next question.
Okay. Oh, this is a great question. And I mean, it's not obvious. It's not an obvious question because we usually don't tell you this. But question is, which part of the world is this?
I found the map. So this is the world, part of it. And we live up here.
In Scandinavia.
In Norway. Way up there. And we are in the middle of the south.
Yeah. So
somewhere here.
So we're not in the north. We are in the south of Norway. We live, as you can see from the map.
It says Etnedal. That's where we live.
That's where we live. And as you can see from the map, it's inland. It's not on the coast. So we don't have the Gulf Stream. This means that we have cold winters with a lot of snow. If you're familiar with Lillehammer, the city,
which is Lillehammer,
which is the most famous city in Norway because of the Winter Olympics of '94, we are about an hour from Lillehammer.
So, Lillehammer, that's where we live. This is the highest mountains in Norway.
So yeah, we're close to the highest mountains.
Hiking. So,
and the Arctic Circle is somewhere up here.
Oh, way up.
Yeah, way up. It's not even on the map. That's
this
how high up.
This is the south part of Norway, so we are in the south part of Norway, in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah. So we have time for 2 more questions. We're going to do those before we finish. There are sock-related questions.
Okay.
We posted the perfect video, and somebody asked us, why can't you start from the outside of the ball? Because we told people to start from the inside of the ball.
If you start on the outside of the ball, you have to knit a lot of blue or the color that is on the outside.
Because it will be backwards.
It will be backwards. So if you start on the outside, you get a hem, which is huge.
Yeah. So basically the perfect way to make the ball of yarn or to wind it up needs you to take it from the outside. Oh, sorry, from the inside.
From the inside.
Not from the outside. It's just the way it's been manufactured. There's nothing to do about that. And also the following question with the toe up. Why can't you knit the perfect sock from the toe up? Because if you knit it from the toe up, it'll be backwards and it won't look good.
But so you can try.
You can try,
but see what happens.
But it won't be.
It won't be nice. Okay.
And the final question is another sock-related question. It concerns sock sizes. People ask us, can we please give a sock size? And we read those questions and we wrote a post which you can find on our website, arnecarlos.com. Go to the blog. There's a whole thing on sock sizing where we try to explain a little bit. For example, the easiest sock in the world, how to know where you start decreasing.
So if
and all these
if you
things.
Don't know your size, do the toe-up sock once in any yarn, and then you increase the toe until you have the width of your foot.
But we wrote all of that.
And then you know. So.
And also I added a few charts from different websites that I just linked because, you know, if we don't have a sock size here, you can always look for one on Google. There's so many socks patterns and so many sock size charts that you can use.
But with toe up, you don't need a size.
Exactly. And we've explained this in our blog.
Yeah.
So I think that we've answered quite a lot of questions. I'm sure that there's actually opens up a whole new set of questions.
We will be back with more.
So we could be back with another Q&A maybe in a year's time. So why don't you just post your questions and we'll see what we find we want to answer.
Now we have to go knitting.
Yeah, now we've been talking too much and now it's knitting time.
Knitting time.
So see you again.
Bye.
Remember, every week,
Sorry.
new tutorials. And we've already done the 52 tutorials in 52 weeks. And now we're doing a new set of 52 tutorials. So remember to tune in every week on Sunday. And please subscribe to our channel.
Finish?
Finished.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.